Another solid clap, Steven. What's the point of me clapping again?
Sync up the audio.
Yeah, with the video and everything?
Yeah.
It makes it easier?
Because we have 3-4 different video sources, so.
3 video sources and an audio. Well, actually, it's 4 audio sources if you count the Zoom H6, right?
Yeah.
You ready?
Yep.
Did you eat your Pop-Tart?
No, not today.
Not today.
I had cereal today.
Oh, you had cereal?
Mm-hmm.
I just had protein shake.
Oh, yeah?
Of the good kind.
The good stuff?
Yeah.
Vanilla or chocolate?
What's vanilla?
Yeah.
You ready?
Yeah.
Jared Polin, FroKnowsPhoto.com, and welcome to RAWtalk episode number 56. I got it right this week. Last week I got it wrong again. We're going to discuss a few things in the rundown. We've got the Flash guide. It's out. We're going to talk about that shortly. Got something about Verizon I want to talk about. We've got Steven's news. We got a couple of little pluggy McPluggersons in here. We have the gear of the week, which is going to be fun.
Yeah.
I can't wait to bring that up. You listened, I listened. Well, listening, they're headphones, but we'll tell you more about that
good.
when we get there. Oh, I put Flash Guide down here again twice.
Ooh.
Because we're going to talk about it twice because it's out. Then we've got Flying Solo. You guys have submitted questions for me and some for Steven. Some for,
Oh, word?
yeah, people take you pretty serious now, Steven.
That's a good thing,
That's
I guess.
part of this. You get... Oh, you know what? I want to take another note because we had the FrotoWALK, right?
Yeah, we did.
FrotoWALK.
We didn't talk about that. I forgot about
we
that.
We did. So at this point, you can cut that music.
I was extremely hungover during that part.
You were hungover?
Mm-hmm.
Did you hear me cutting that music so you don't let it go too far?
Yes.
All right. Well, why don't we start there? I guess that's part of the rundown, the FrotoWALK.
That's cool.
Before we get to the Flying Solo and the news and everything else. Last minute thing.
Super last minute.
You know, yes, Kelby did his worldwide FrotoWALK, which is highly sponsored, and lots of money comes into him to put it on. It's a very successful event. They've been doing it for 6 years. Lots
and
of
ours
sponsors.
is complete opposite. No sponsors.
Well, I just do it for free.
Yeah.
And I'm sure he
It's
goes
fun.
and shows up for free, but he gets paid through the sponsors to put this stuff on because that's what happens. The bigger you get, the more reach you have, the more people come to you and want you to advertise. That we're in that same boat. We're getting there. I mean, you get companies that want to give you stuff in order to promote them, and you have to choose not to. I mean, some people even pay certain people to promote products, which I'm not a big fan. It's such a fine line.
It is.
We're going to talk, and I said this to we'll talk about the headphone guy later, because I wanted to have that discussion with him, whatever.
Back to the FrotoWALK.
FrotoWALK. I decided last minute I couldn't sign up for Kelby's, and even if I did sign up, I probably wouldn't have wanted to do all the work they want you to do. You had to send out emails, you had to upload photos, you had to start a Flickr group, you had to do this. They make you do stuff. I don't want to do stuff. I just want to show up.
You just want to, walk and shoot.
Just want to show up. And you wonder how many pictures how many pictures you take on the FrotoWALK?
Probably only like 25, maybe.
Yeah.
Did you take any?
No.
But I mean, you're there for more.
I was
mainly
there
help and
help people,
to chat with people,
and point out what would be good images, which we did. We had about 35 people show up. I only gave 2 days notice. We met in Philly at the Piazza at Schmitz, which was empty because there was no concert going on, which was great. Great place to meet. Central. We walked around. We ran into Ben Loiner. We actually walked past his house
with his dog, right?
And he had 2 dogs. And just as we're standing at his house, and we're just waiting for the rest of the group to show up to follow in, the gate opens up, and it's like, oh, it's Ben Loiner, everybody. That's Breaking Ben on episode number 4. He's like, hey guys, in his British accent.
I think people took pictures of his dog too, right?
I don't remember.
I remember looking over and seeing people like getting on the ground and doing all these pictures.
Oh well, it's great because
the
whole point of a FrotoWALK or a FrotoWALK in general, this type of FrotoWALK, is that you show up, you're with a group of like-minded people who are interested in photography. You walk around. It's not really there for me to teach. What I really want is people to come up to me personally and ask questions. Because I'm not going to sit there. It's very difficult to just try to pull teeth. I asked if there were any questions early on. Nobody really spoke up.
Yeah.
But when you start walking around, you...
people get more comfortable.
Yeah. And what was cool is we went into the park, and then I got a question from a photographer, Bruce Wayne. Love it. I love it. I love it. I mean, Bruce is his first name. Wayne's his middle name.
And he goes by Bruce Wayne.
He goes by Bruce Wayne Photography. Some of you guys may not know the name, but you've probably seen his work now because it was featured on F-Stoppers and Petapixel and Gizmodo, where he uses Canon and he has an infrared. He removed the infrared sensor, the infrared filter, so that he's using a T3i, I believe.
Something like that, he told me, yeah.
And he is doing time-lapse photos, infrared, of the city of Philadelphia. You can look this. We'll post it on our page.
It's amazing.
We might as well post it.
Yeah.
We'll talk about it. We may get him on because he lives 2 minutes from here.
Yeah, super close.
We may make some videos with him as well just to see how he does things. And This is a fantastic video. It's like Philadelphia if the apocalypse happened.
It gave me chills.
Yeah, it did. The music selection, music helps. If there was no music, then obviously it wouldn't be as good. But you get to see the streets empty during the day, which is not, that doesn't happen.
That never happens.
But so he had some technique that he used to take away all of the cars and people. But what was great is he's asking me questions because of that video that went viral. He's getting calls from other companies. I guess I don't want to put names out there yet if he doesn't get it, but companies are calling. They want him to do things. They want to get some footage. This is a guy who is doing what it's taking. He's trying to get jobs. Everybody's in the same boat. How do I get more jobs? Well, he goes out and creates personal projects, puts it up online, puts it on Vimeo. Vimeo picks it as the editor's choice, which means they then feature it. And when they feature it, somebody else is going to pick up on it. And that's how it starts.
I think he was telling me Glenn Beck picked up on it and used it for his show and a few other people. Yeah.
Fox
Glenn
News?
Beck's following. Well, he's not on Fox News anymore.
Oh, Glenn Beck. Do you know how much he makes a year? Like $80-some million.
He's like top 10 as far as like Forbes list of like the richest people in the world or something.
No, he's not that.
I thought he was up there.
No, those are billionaires.
Okay,
he's a millionaire.
I know he's up there.
He's up. He may be for like entertainers.
Yeah.
Because what Glenn Beck got fired from Fox News and started a podcast. Or video, whatever his news thing is, and charges people a monthly fee and has like 5 million subscribers.
Wow.
Maybe not that many.
It's
Even if he had,
a lot.
I think it was like 200 or 300,000 paying subscribers. And that's, if they're paying $10 a month, it's $3 million a month.
Yep.
That's awesome. Who needs to work for the Fox News when you can run your own freaking show? It's like Kevin Smith. I got to shave because it just got caught in the metal screen and pulled out.
In the pop filter screen?
Yeah, my pop filter just picked. Anyway, FrotoWALK.
Yeah,
Bruce Wayne was great. But I like talking. Bruce Wayne was cool. Try to get him on the show. Why not?
I think he will.
Oh, he definitely
seemed very
will.
interested.
That's the thing, though.
And he's studying for his PhD. In
Player hating
Sweden
degree
or something like that.
Player hating degree,
so we got to do it before December. That's what he said.
Oh, well, I just sent him an email today to see if he wants to test out some gear that a company sent that I think you and I would have trouble doing.
Yes.
This is right up his alley. It's for time-lapse photography, and it moves. It's the Cinemoco...
whatever it's called.
Something. Not the Cineskate. It's the one with the computer.
Similar.
We saw it last year at the Photo Plus Expo. Oh, I should talk about that, too.
Yeah, it's very cool.
Photo Plus. We'll talk about that in the rundown.
I think during the photo walk, I drank like 9 Gatorades.
You were hungover.
Not too bad, but it was early for me and it was a little rough. But yeah, I still took pictures. I still went out there and swung on some swings.
You did swing on some swings. There's a picture of you up there. You guys almost broke it. Yeah, it's on my Facebook page.
Yeah,
somebody posted it.
That thing was out the
But a bunch of kids came from Antonelli. So Sam Green was there. Steven Sutter came with he brought a model. We had Igor's from Brazil originally,
but now he lives
somewhere over there.
Crap.
Let me tell you the story about him anyway.
I'll think of it.
Igor emailed me and he's like, I'm going to be in Washington, D.C. Can I come to meet you? And I was like, well, we have a photo walk. And it just worked perfect. He got on a train. He came here, and then we dropped him. We actually took them out to lunch after. Took a bunch of the kids from Antonelli. Yeah, he got to see the loft. Took some of the kids to Pizza Brain. We went to. I know we're talking a lot, but that's good.
No, we're good.
We went to Pizza Brain, and I bought pizza for everybody. There was 8 people I think that went out, and then Igor bought some ice cream for everybody, which was nice.
Did he?
And then we dropped him off at the subway so that he could get to New York because he was taking a train to go meet some friends. So it was awesome. He came I think he's living in Sweden.
He's another one. No. I think that's Bruce Wayne is studying in Sweden for his PhD.
Literally in Sweden?
I think it was Sweden or Switzerland. I think Sweden, but
something like this.
Yeah, he's also getting his PhD, and he's like doing it for robotics or something crazy.
What an awesome guy.
Yeah, super cool guy.
It's so amazing people from around the world end up. That's what the point of the FrotoWALK. It's free.
Yeah.
Like we get out there and sit, and I love seeing that there's moms there that are carrying the camera bags. Yeah, there was one girl, she was 16. Her dad flies for Southwest. Yeah. But the mom, she was carrying the bags.
What was great is that we had people from little kids from like 6 to 8 years old to 60-year-old people. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It was just a community of photographers.
And that's what's cool about it. And so the one girl, the father was asking me after about schooling, what should she look into? So we had a long talk about that. I'm not going to explain everything I said there. And then I went and sat down. This is what I do. I just went and sat with one of the younger kids who was with his mom because I figure I can walk over there and sit down and start a conversation, and got to hear a lot. The kid's the high school photographer. He's shooting everything at the school, which is great.
Trying to think of what kid this is.
He had a
one
Canon.
of them looked really young though.
He was the one that no, the one that was really young came with his dad.
Okay,
which was cool. Okay. He had a 20D, which is a perfect learning camera. I mean, the 20D was the camera that really launched digital photography for Canon. You had the 10D, but when that 20D came out, I remember being at Allen's, and they were hundreds of them. Hundreds of calls for that. Everybody
was like the standard
wanted it.
Then.
That was the camera. So this kid's learning. He was probably 8 or 9, and his dad was teaching him. And I said to his dad, I'm like, look, all I care about right now, you leave him in auto. I don't care.
Composition.
Just let him work on composition. Just train him on composition and in his eye, and just let that grow.
I think too, what the FrotoWALK really does is it trains the creative eye. It really makes you look at things in a different way.
Right, because we would walk past power lines and be like, all right, guys, look up. We have these intersecting lines.
Symmetry,
all of that stuff.
Leading lines, whatever it may be.
And it goes back to high school, when we're going to have my high school teacher on in a week or two for an interview, just talking about where a lot of my mentality things came from that I pass on to everybody else. And then he tells where he got them from, and it's just really cool. But so there was the one kid, I was sitting there, his mom was there, they were talking about lenses. He had a 51.4 already for Canon.
Nice.
And they were asking what do you think we should get next? And his birthday and Christmas are coming up. So it was just really cool that the parents just take the kid somewhere.
That's great that they got him a prime lens to start with.
But it may not have been his first lens.
Forces you to train, composition-wise.
Prime lens is great. Speaking of prime lenses, that's coming up in Flying Solo. Somebody's going to ask you that.
Yeah.
It's just, I just look back at, I know that my parents did things like that, that they helped drive our interest. If we were interested in something, they would make sure that we went and did it.
At least tried it. Yeah.
Like gymnastics, right? I wanted to do gymnastics.
Really?
Oh, I did gymnastics, all right. I mean, here, look at this, Steven. Look at this. I didn't do it today, but this is what I wore to the gym.
For those that are just listening, he's got like a neon green
tank top. Woman's from Pac Sun. It was like, I think I paid $2 for this.
I don't think I've ever seen one that color.
This is lime ass green. But it's just really cool that the parents take an interest and help. And the son, he said that he's trying to get her to take pictures. So, and that's what's cool about the father and the son too. On the other side is it's people that you're doing something together. That's what it's all about.
Yeah, make a family event out of it.
And there's wives and husbands. It's great to get out there and shoot together. It's a common interest and it's fun. I mean that's awesome.
It is awesome.
So the FrotoWALK was great.
It was a good time.
People came from far.
And for announcing it last minute, there was a good turnout.
Yeah, not bad. I think it was about 35. We didn't take a picture, but I didn't even think about it. I didn't think about it.
I didn't either.
I didn't think about it.
That's actually the first one I've ever done with you.
Is it?
FrotoWALK, yeah.
You got talking to the mic, Steven. You were
Am I not talking
away.
to the mic?
No, you were leaning away.
Well, that's actually the first one I've ever done with you.
All right, Steven. So that's a rundown. But yeah, we had that. I'll talk about Photo Plus real quick. That's coming up October 24th and 25th. I'm not advertising for them, okay? Screw them. So seriously. They wanted me to buy a booth. I'm just telling you, people. Remember last year when I broadcasted? I'll probably never get accepted back in there. But they give you a booth, and then I promote stuff, right? They wanted me to pay for a booth, so that's not happening. But what I will tell you, we will do some guerrilla stuff there. I don't know if it's going to be Friday or Saturday, where I am going to announce a time where I'm going to go into the lobby. So this means you don't need a ticket to show up, and I'm going to have a booth. It's not even a booth. I'm going to make my own booth,
makeshift booth,
and I'm going to stand there.
Are we allowed to?
I'm going to do it anyway. All right. I'm just saying it now.
Next week's going to be like Jared is in jail.
Yeah, whatever. But I know. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to give you guys 2 minutes, 3 minutes, whatever. Bring your photos, bring portfolios, try to bring prints. Don't put them on a phone. It's harder to look on a phone. If you have an iPad, then I'll look at them on there. But try to bring me prints. Bring whatever you want me to critique. Bring your questions. We're going to line up. I'm going to sit there and I'm going to answer this stuff. You don't need to pay to get into Photo Plus. Just show up. We're going to be in the lobby somewhere. I will announce what day and what time we'll do because I haven't decided if I'm staying up for Saturday yet. But Steven's going to come up. We're going to, on Thursday.
Just Thursday, yeah.
We're going to film. We're going to go around and we're going to film stuff. It's going to be like a podcast. We're going to do the video. We're going to shoot video. And whatever audio we get from that, we're going to cut into a special edition. Maybe it's a special edition podcast. I don't know.
Cool.
It'll be something that won't be for that. Like we'll film on
a recap video or something or whatever it may be.
Yeah, we'll do whatever it is. And then we'll talk and do our thing.
Sounds good.
Gear of the week next week. We got to break out those Rode.
We got to test them too.
We got to test those.
Yeah.
So I'm going to send you home with a pair.
Yeah.
Anyway, so that's Photo Plus, and then the last thing before we get into photo news is the Flash Guide is out. FroKnowsPhoto.com/Flash Guide. It's up on the website. Do you want to reset our cameras while I'm talking about this?
Sure.
It's up on the site. If you go to, we don't have any banners up as of yet, but Flash, if you click on Video Guide, it's the red box on the main page. It's going to tell you that it has a drop down. It says Flash Guide and it says Beginner Guide. You double check that? It's blinking. Awesome. I second guess Steven. I shouldn't second guess Steven because Steven's been pretty. Steven's very good with this stuff.
I try.
Right? It's blinking.
I triple check.
Are you sweating that bad on the table?
I have sweaty, clammy hands.
Steven, you are gonna get my leather.
You know I'm a sweaty person.
You are a sweaty person.
I'm like a fat kid inside a skinny kid's body. It's weird.
Out like a fat kid in dodgeball.
I get really clammy hands and I get really oily skin. It sucks. But that's me.
Anyway, back to the Flash Guide. Flash Guide is spectacular. I had to watch. I was forced to watch it. Not only was I in it, but the point of the Flash Guide is the fact that we have two professionals working together. Adam Lerner, who has been doing Flash for a long time. We know that I'm a low-light shooter. I've done studio Flash. I've done on-camera and off-camera Flash, but I wanted somebody there with me that could do the more, not say more technical terms, but be the person that's a driving force behind the proper ways of doing this. And so what would happen is we had all our scenes together and we would introduce them and then Adam would break it down. We'd be like, okay, we're going to set this up here and we're going to do this. And then I'd be like, okay, so we're doing this because of X, Y, and Z. So it's great. We play off of each other so well to get more information out there. And that's exactly what we do. Adam does some shooting. I do some shooting. What's awesome about it is there's maybe it's 6 photo shoots. I don't know. There's a ton of photo shoots. We did one in the Elvis room. We did a ping pong one. We did a low light one. We went out to a bar and did some
I love the
portraits.
stuff you did at the bar.
Man, half of the guide is spent at the bar because we do so many different shoots and learn so much there. It is better than the first guide. The beginner guide's great for learning, but this is even better for entertainment value. We had more camera guys out this time, and it's just I think we had 3 angles the whole time going, 3 or 4,
something like that.
Even though there was a GoPro that they used that they cut to every once in a while. And yes,
there's a couple jib shots in there too, right?
Oh, we had jib, yeah. And anybody who's watching it, you will see the film crew in it. I told them that's fine. That's part of the. That's part of it.
It's cool because it's like a behind the scenes look at the same time.
Yep. So you get to see the people working.
Yeah.
It's a 3-hour guide again. If you do pick up the Flash Guide, it comes with we have a bonus with it. It's a PDF. It's the Flash Photographer's Field Guide.
A lot of good information.
Or Flash Photography. Yeah, you had to edit it.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it is really good. And I just saw the layout. Guy did a fantastic job with the layout. The point of this is it's a $47 value bonus. It's free.
It's like a quick tip kind of thing.
It's like quick tips, but it's over 3,000 words of quick tips.
It's like 7-8 pages. Yeah.
I don't know how many. Yeah, I don't know how long the actual PDF is, but I saw the layout. It is fantastic. This is something you keep on your phone. There's something that you print out and put in your bag. It's really, we give you tips.
Something on the fly. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a couple paragraphs at a time. 2 paragraphs, no, not really more, on so many different things. But really, the Flash Guide is it's really, really good. So if you have an interest in Flash photography, guys, FroKnowsPhoto.com/Flash Guide, and it's launched. It's going. It's really good.
And I just think of people who actually purchase the beginner guide. This is a perfect step up to that next level as far as photography goes. Like Flash is something that a lot of people have a tough time with as far as lighting in general. And I think what you guys did really hit home the main points of Flash.
Absolutely. And the fact, if you need a refresher course on Flash photography, this gives you the basics. And it's not just the basics, but we do move into more advanced things. But the people that have never picked up a Flash before, you are going to want to get out there and shoot right away. And we show you don't need the most expensive gear to do this. There's a point where we make a snoot out of a 5-cent item. I'm not going to tell people what it is because I'll see it in there.
I've made snoots out of many different things that are very cheap.
A snoot, and you'll learn this in the Flash Guide, it just cuts down on the light. It directs it to snoot.
It's like a spotlight.
Well, you can do whatever you want with it, but we use a 5-cent item with some gaffer's tape on it.
That's cool.
It's really good. So I'm pitching my own thing, but absolutely. By the way, if you do pick it up and you don't have the FroKnowsPhoto Beginner Guide yet, you get offered a special deal. I know a lot of you already have it, but if you don't, there's a special deal for a discount after you purchase the Flash Guide. It comes up automatically if you want to choose it. If not, you just click no thank you and you move on. I'm skipping plugs right now because I don't want to advertise.
Yeah.
So I'm going to get into news.
Cool.
See, that's how I do it, Stephen. We're not beholden to advertisers.
No, we aren't. And
we don't have to do anything.
It's a total free-flowing show.
Do you know I keep turning down advertisers?
Yeah.
I keep turning them down.
Which is fine because we only really choose people that or products that we like to use that are something that you guys will also use. They work.
Well, and another reason I turn down advertisers is
they want you to do certain
when
stuff.
they want me to do stuff. I'm like, no, stop telling me what to do. The best advertisers are the ones that say, we get it. Yeah. We know what you do. Just do it. Like Adorama Picks, the guy doesn't call me ever. I just send him emails with stuff, and he goes, this is fantastic. You're doing a great job. And because he doesn't have it, I was only supposed to make 25 Adorama Picks rapid fire critiques this year.
You probably did way more.
I probably have done 40 of them.
Yeah.
And I tell him this, so he'll take care of me on the back. It's just goodwill. And because he didn't tell me to do things,
you did a little extra more. Yeah.
I mean, that's the case. Yeah. Don't bother to piss out. Okay, Stephen. Did you get the audio I sent over for Photo News?
I did.
That was from the guy who did the techno mix of my song, I believe.
Do you want to use that?
Well, I don't know.
Because we still haven't sat down and looked over all the...
We need to do that.
I need to do it for next week.
We need to do it.
I know. They're just piling up. There's so many.
Well, that's good.
But I'm also getting more and more as we talk about it.
And as we talk about it, where are they sending it? They're sending it to Stephen, STEPHEN at FroKnowsPhoto.com.
People are probably like, yeah, you've been talking about it for 3 months. I know we have.
It happened.
I just haven't gotten around to it.
You've been busy.
I've been so busy.
Missing flights and all.
And getting hungover. But yeah, we will get to it hopefully next week. And I say that every week, but...
Man, my hoodie's hot. I just don't want to take my... All right, go ahead.
Well, we'll start off after weeks of rumors. The Nikon D610 is officially announced. A few upgrades, not too much, but supposedly they fixed the sensor spot or the oil spot issues.
Well, they actually didn't even mention that.
They didn't mention it, but people are pretty much assuming that that is fixed. Basically, this is just the D600 with a new name and a few upgrades. So it's bumped up from 5.5 to 6 frames per second. It has new quiet mode, up to 3 frames per second, which is nice, continuous quiet mode. Improved white balance, supposedly. Weather sealing that matches a D800, which is always a plus. And it's $2,000 for the body alone. I think that's, what, like $100 cheaper?
It's $100 less. Now, I have a video on this. Mm-hmm. I guess we'll post my video below. Just grab it from my site.
I'll give some of the specs and I'll just add that.
Yeah,
link.
it's a preview. Mm-hmm. And I'll just are you done with it or do you want?
Yeah, that's it for this.
So with the D610, it's a fantastic full frame body. Mm-hmm. The D600 is still a fantastic full frame body. Nikon hasn't said anything that this fixes the oil spots, but Nikon has also put out a release that says if you have a D600 and you have issues, we will repair it. If you can get a D600 for like $1,200, $1,400 bucks, $600 off of a new D6, take that $600 and put it into a Sigma 17 to 50,
get some good glass,
2.8 or something. Even, I'm not going to say that because that Alan would get upset, but I'm not going to talk about that. There's refurb gear that you can find and this isn't even for Nikon, for Canon, that's out there. Speaking of Canon, Adam switched.
Really?
I don't know if he wanted me to say anything, but he sold his D3S. And bought a 5D Mark III.
It blows my mind how many people are switching these days.
I've considered it.
I'm a Canon guy, so I'm not going to try and bloat about it, but it's just like so many years I've heard like, Canon this, Canon that, and now I see some of the people that have stuck to Nikon so long switching over.
But it's not because they stuck to... The reason I would consider switching is the focusing issues. The D7000 sucks with focus. Everybody has back focusing issues.
Yeah.
I had back focusing issues.
I'd never tried
the
it. The
D710, I don't know because I haven't used it, but I know people that have... Richie had the D800 on jobs, and he said it was back focusing 15 freaking feet. Okay? You can't do a job that way if it's back focusing 15 feet no matter what you do. So they couldn't use it on jobs, so they switched to using 5D Mark IIIs or 1DXs. My D4 had focusing problems, partly maybe because of the lenses, but I don't know. And I've used the 1DX, and once I figured out how to use, I put up that 1DX versus D4 thing, which you did a great job editing that.
Yeah, it was
and
one
shooting
of the
that.
hardest videos to edit, but it was great. It was a good time.
Yeah, and once I understood, when I shot that Macklemore show with the 24 to 70 2.8 and the 70 to 200 2.8, I maybe had one picture out of focus out of all of the 300-400 I took.
Wow.
The thing was it worked so well. It's always a trade-off. I could switch tomorrow and be happy. Doesn't matter. Like, people will bitch and moan and fight about it and say, oh my God, you're this Nikon guy, and I'm not that Nikon guy, which he switched and bought a 1DX
which is
anyway.
super ironic.
It is. But I'm not going to sit here and tell you that I'm too good to switch to Canon. If the Nikon isn't doing what I want it to do, then why wouldn't I switch to get all I want is the best results.
Yeah.
I don't give a shit what does it. Like, it's like cars. What's going to give me the best result is the one I'm going to get.
Yeah.
So if I end up switching one day, it is what it is, but I want to see what the D5 brings out. I want to see if Nikon makes changes, because we know that Canon ran into issues when they had the 1D Mark III. They had that major issue, and then Nikon had the D3, the D3S, and that 6-year span was when everybody jumped ship from Canon.
It seems like there's a period every couple years where there's a certain brand that's maybe the flagship, you know what I mean? And then it just keeps switching back and forth, back and forth.
Yep. All right.
Moving on, we have GoPro. They announced the Hero 3 Plus. It's a black and silver edition. They have both new version of the Hero 3 that's apparently smaller, lighter, and mightier. That's their catchphrase for this. It's 20%
you know what else
smaller.
Is smaller, wait a second. I take that back. Go ahead.
Okay. It's 20% smaller, increased Wi-Fi speeds, apparently up to 4 times faster.
Which we know is good, because when we're trying Wi-Fi here,
exactly.
Actually, the Wi-Fi is much better now that I have the new router.
Exactly.
So it is it's not as delayed.
You have the 3, right? The Hero 3?
I have the Hero 3. I got very upset when they announced this.
Yeah.
Because it's only 8 months ago.
I know.
Or so.
This is kind of like the 5S or the S version of the Hero 3. There's, again, increased Wi-Fi speeds, increased image sharpness of by 33% with a new lens, apparently.
They keep doing that. And first off, we know that these lenses suck no matter what.
There's so much distortion.
They're not sharp.
I just want some manual controls. Give me even just manual white balance. I don't even care about anything else.
I think they do that, Steven.
Well, we haven't done it.
Because the problem is they offer ProTune, which is their RAW file, basically.
Yeah.
And then you'd have to convert an hour and a half of this footage would take you forever. So that's why we
standard
live with it.
H.264 codec, I wish they gave you that option.
It would be great to have manual functions with the app to sit there and set the exposure the way we want it.
We have improved battery life by 30%, which is also a great thing for us. New auto light mode, or low light mode. I don't know how well it works, but we'll see some test video hopefully soon. Sample footage is now online of it, basically. I don't think of the auto low light mode, but basically just general footage of the Hero 3 Plus. It's $400 for the black edition, which is like the flagship, $300 for the silver edition. So that's it for the GoPro Hero 3 Plus.
Well, let's see. The low light's cool. It's just going to keep getting better. But what upsets me is that it's 20% smaller, 30% better battery life. Battery life sucks in this. So you figure about 50 minutes.
And we have a battery pack on ours too.
So it works better now. But you just said battery pack. The new thing being 20% smaller, this battery pack no longer works with the new GoPro. So that's an accessory that you purchase for $49 or $39 that will not work with the new thing unless they make a battery pack for that. Mostly the other accessories will work, but it's just one of those things. You invest, I get it. It's going to keep getting smaller and smaller. That's fine. I wish we could switch to a DSLR that runs for an hour, 2 hours.
Yeah, and put a nice wide angle on there.
Put a wide angle on it. It would be much cleaner, much easier to edit, I am sure, because we can set everything the way we want it. I'm going to look into it again. We could pick up a Blackmagic SSD drive, and we can just HDMI out it.
And I
need another DSLR, though.
Yeah. I had a commenter comment about the quality of that and how much when we switch to that angle, how the quality, the white balance in general is really off, and I should color grade it and all that stuff. I don't know if you guys realize, but like I spend forever just rendering and exporting these videos. It's an hour and a half of 1080p footage.
10 gig files?
10 gig files in the end.
At the end.
In the end. If I were to color grade the GoPro every week, it would take forever just to render.
One thing I learned about rendering video is that it's basically every frame is like a still image.
It's literally every frame.
So if you add something
it's like 50,000 frames or something.
Could be more, who knows?
Yeah. But that's why we don't do that. We just keep it the way it is, basically. Anyway, moving on, we have, this is really cool. This is one of my favorite things to talk about this week. Someone posted a time-lapse video of footage taken from Grand Theft Auto 5. They took a full day to put together. The game is detail-oriented, so it looks very real.
I have it, Steven.
Do you?
It's over there.
Now, I can't wait to see this thing on like the new Xbox One or whatever.
Well, they don't have it yet.
Or PS4. I know no one has it yet. But
but I don't think they designed the game for that.
I thought it was designed for either or.
Right now, it's only on Xbox.
Because think about that. Those graphic cards, they're probably 8 years old by now or so. Imagine what it's going to look like on the new systems coming out.
You just said imagine. Do you know what that didn't bring up John Lennon. It brought up Imagine Dragons.
So,
they do sale, right?
No, they don't. That's A-Hole Nation.
That's Asshole Nation? A-Hole Nation?
No, I just saw a parody video. It's called Snail.
No, but I saw there was a funny Vine where the guy starts playing it.
Oh, yeah?
Like starts playing it slow, and then his friend comes over, bangs the keys, and goes, "Sail!" It was funny. But hey, They Might Be Dragons is pretty big right now.
Yeah, they're huge. They're blowing up like crazy.
They're blowing up like the World Trade. That's Biggie Smalls.
Yes, it is.
It was all a dream. I used to read Word Up magazine, Heavy D, and something by the. You used to read Salt and Pepper, 50-inch TV, Sega Genesis. You know I don't miss. You call me Big Poppy. Steven, I need some background beats. Oh, that's it. That's it. Go, 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 Steven. Go, Steven. It was all a dream. I used to read Word Up magazine, Heavy D by the TV, and then something by the dream. Yo, C, what's up, B? I'm gonna rap like I'm Heavy D to the T of the B. Smoke some weed.
Yeah. All right, let's move on.
Thank you for those backgrounds. It's like the Fat Boys.
Hopefully it sounds good on the
Fat
mic.
Boys, Fat Boys.
Yeah.
You know some Fat Boys music?
No.
Do you even know who the Fat Boys are?
I do, but I don't
They had
know
a
the music.
movie, for God's sake, back in the day. And they used to do this like, we're the Fat Boys.
Sounds like a Beastie Boy over a Fat Boy.
But I don't remember. It was about that time.
But yeah, so this Grand Theft Auto 5 footage, it's really cool. And the fact that they made it so realistic, the video game, like even when it does a time lapse of like just cars stopping at a red light,
You can take photos in
each
this thing.
individual car is not stopping at the same point. They're all kind of doing their own thing. The sunrise, you can see it go. It looks so real. I didn't even know it was from Grand Theft Auto 5 until I actually read the article after watching the video.
There's people taking self-portraits in there, and then they're posting them on Instagram. So smart. I mean, it's been 5 years since they been working on this game, and it's just really cool that they photography is a point. You take cell phone pictures.
I can't imagine how long it takes to make something that perfect.
So why don't you reset the cameras again?
Right.
I'm going to say something because I'm going to make a video. There is a rant video coming, guys. I'm going to wait till Steven pushes that button because I want to look at the camera. Good? Yes. So there's a rant video. The other day we had, and this is a rant of me yelling at myself. I'm going to call it something along the lines of stop being so bleeping lazy and grab your camera. What happened is we had a beautiful sunset here 2 days ago. It was purple. It was orange. It was over the city of Philadelphia, and it looked beautiful. So I ran up to my roof deck with my iPhone 5 in hand, took a panoramic. Of course, the exposure doesn't look like I wanted it to look.
Never does.
And then it's so far away. And then I came in, and I was talking to somebody on Skype, my guy at ClickBank, and I get yelled at myself. And I'm like, I'm going to call you back. I grabbed my F4, D4, sorry,
F4.
D4 with a 70 to
200
208 on it, and I went outside and I shot silhouettes of the city.
Cool.
I am going to show you guys the results. The iPhone pieces of crap pictures and the FD4, the D4. I was so upset with myself for being so gosh dang lazy because that's lazy.
Yeah.
It's bleeping lazy. I was Preston and Steve. I don't know. They do this whole thing of Sylvester Stallone. It's greedy and lazy, or something like that. But the photos, I did silhouettes of the city, and it's mostly oranges, but it's so much better.
Yeah.
Because I have all of this gear. I should use it and stop being lazy and picking up just the phone.
I usually always try to capture a sunrise or sunset or whatever it may be.
Sunrise, sunset.
When I can.
Sunrise, sunset. You know what that's from?
No.
Fiddler on the freaking Roof.
You're going to ask me every time, what is that from? And
It's
make
not
me
a
look like an
movie.
idiot every time.
It's Fiddler on the Roof.
I got nothing.
Where is that little boy I once knew? Where is that little boy at play?
Is that like a musical or something?
Yes, it's Fiddler on the Roof. They sing. They're Jews. They're singing Jews.
And I should know this?
Sunrise, sunset. Sunrise, sunset. Yeah, you have to sing like this on Broadway. You have to open your mouth and let it out. You know? Where is that little boy I once knew? Where is that little boy at play? Where is that little girl playing with her hair? I don't know the words to Fiddler on the Roof, other than sunrise, sunset, slowly fading away.
I hope your levels are extremely overmodulated in that one.
They shouldn't be, because I was modulating my voice.
All right.
Wait, no, modulating my voice would be
Moving on, we have
putting my hoodie back on. I'm cold in this tank top.
A local news station in Sacramento, Fox 40, did a segment called "Don't Be That Guy." It's pretty cool. It focuses on people getting and wedding photographers shots and videos. One of the camera guys who actually works for the station does weddings on the side, and he's the one that basically said, "Let's do this," because he happens to have someone in his shot every time he does video for weddings. So there's a 4-minute video up on the website that's basically has footage from actual weddings of people getting in the way, from like trying to take pictures with their cell phones or whatever it may be, and it ruins both the bride and groom's footage on top of just, you know, making the camera guy having to make his job a lot harder.
It's grandma walking around the back of the gazebo.
Exactly. And I've had it in my wedding that I shot so many times. We had this one specific guy that just kept walking around the back of the gazebo. It was an outdoor ceremony.
You can't say anything.
And I'm like, dude, get out of there.
And the thing is, you can't say anything because you
don't know
you
who
don't
they are.
want to piss anybody off. But also, you have to get the shot, and it becomes the family member's job. I think we are at the point where, like at concerts, the yeah, yeah, yeahs. What's that song again?
You need to make an announcement.
What's that song again?
Maps.
No, I still don't know Maps, Steven.
How do you not know Maps?
Well, how do you not know Fiddler on the Roof?
Maps is a lot bigger than
Sing
Fiddler
Maps.
on the Roof.
Sing it.
Maps, they don't love you like I love you.
Oh,
Maps.
She's saying Maps?
Yes.
I didn't know what she was saying, Steven. I thought she was just like, I don't love you like I love you. I didn't know she said Maps.
Maps is an acronym for my
ass.
No. Please stay. My Angus, please stay, or something. My whatever the guy's name is that she used to date, and it's
I can't stand Sandra Oh, man.
Karen O.
I can't stand Karen O. Seriously, she eats the microphone. She wears weird clothes. I know. I have an afro. I get it, and I'm wearing a women's tank top. But still, Karen O is just like, I didn't know she was saying Maps.
Yeah, Maps.
All right. So anyway, we're at the point where
you need to make an announcement.
They need to have before the wedding. They really either start taking people's phones at the door,
sign a waiver,
put it as a caveat to the invitation. Please leave your cameras at home. We have hired a professional photographer, and actually, this becomes a photographer's job to tell these people this. That say things like, "Look, we want to get the best photos possible. You may not know this, but there's usually a family member, a guest who has a camera that thinks they're a photographer and thinks they're doing you a service by taking the photos." Just tell people to stay in their seats, stay out of the way of the photographers. You hired somebody specifically for this event, so please don't bring your camera. I don't take a camera to weddings when I go.
Yeah,
that's not my job. It's not my job. I'll leave it in the car in case somebody doesn't show up.
Yeah,
right?
If I'm not shooting it. I mean, I'm not going to come in with my DSLR and bring it.
No, because it looks bad to the guy or the girl who's shooting a wedding.
Well, it's being disrespectful almost to the photographer, you know?
Yep, next.
Next up, we have Instagram users won't love this. Ads will soon be showing up in their Instagram feed, US only.
I don't
care.
Right
now. I kind of care. They'll start showing up in the next couple of months, apparently. Here's a quote from the press release from Instagram. In the next couple of months, you may begin seeing an occasional ad in your Instagram feed if you're in the United States. Seeing photos and videos from brands you don't follow will be new, so we'll start slow. We'll focus on delivering a small number of beautiful, high-quality photos and videos from a handful of brands that are already great members of the Instagram community. That is good. Our aim is to make any advertisements you may see feel as natural to Instagram as the photos and videos many of you already enjoy from your favorite brands. After all, our team doesn't just build Instagram. We use it each and every day ourselves. We want these ads to be enjoyable and creative in much the same way you see engaging, high-quality ads when you flip through your favorite magazine.
Okay, I don't flip through magazines, and I don't give a shit about ads in magazines.
I don't either.
But the better ones stand out to you.
Yeah.
The point is, it's a free service, again, that somebody is offering. We'll also talk about Facebook, because I keep getting messages from people that say Facebook has changed their policies again.
Yeah.
But who knows if they did? I think they did, but people don't know. So what if they're going to sell your information? You gave them the information.
Mm-hmm.
You are not obligated to put any personal information on Facebook at all. People put their phone numbers. People put their addresses. You are giving they ask you what your interests are. Do you think they ask it because they give a shit what you like, what movies and what TV shows? No, they want to take that information and sell that data so that you can be targeted with, it's called target advertising. I can go into Facebook right now and buy advertisements and focus down to a city, an age demographic of people that own a Nikon D5200. I can target ads directly to them to sell my flash guide, to sell my beginner guide. We haven't done it yet, but we're going to start. I'm going to start doing it because I can target people. It's a good way to make people, that's what advertising is.
Yeah.
A way to make people aware of you. So I don't give a shit that Instagram is starting to put ads. They need to make money too. It's a business. Everything is, you're a photographer, you need to make money. You watch TV shows, somebody needs to pay the bills and pay the actors. All right. And as long as it's done in a tasteful way, that's people just ads are getting better and better. They have to get smarter. They have to get smarter. So if they do a 15-second video, that's only 15 seconds that I need to engage with it. If it's good, I'm going to watch it. If the photos are National Geographic, I follow National Geographic because they put out awesome photos.
Yeah.
That's like, is that advertising? Maybe. That I may want to buy, may want to get a subscription to National Geographic because of those photos. They're not asking me to do it. They're not advertising it. They're just putting up cool photos.
I don't know. I just feel like they're basically glossing and they're touching this up as far as their press release goes, and they're saying it's going to be beautiful photographs, and yet it's probably going to be crap that we see in normal ads or whatever. Maybe it won't be. We'll see. Now I wonder if they're going to have a paid version versus an ad-free version.
No.
Or an ad version that's free.
I don't think so, because when you start,
because I think I'd rather pay the extra $1 or $2 to get a non-ad based version.
When you start getting, see, there's different rights that come with having a service.
Yeah.
Then people have a say. It's like, why isn't Facebook a pay service? Because then you can't do certain things. You may not be allowed to share their information if they pay, right?
Yeah.
But when it's free and people are voluntarily giving you information, you can then go ahead and sell it all you want.
That's true.
Because it's in your terms of services. I personally, there's people that have jumped off of Instagram to go onto these other places. I'm not jumping off of Instagram. I don't use it that much, but I use it.
Yeah, me too.
And I like interacting with people there, and it's a great way to get in touch with people because they usually have less followers there unless they've got millions and millions. I mean, those people with millions, they get annoying to follow anyway.
Yeah.
But I know that there's certain photographers have jumped off. Well, they started the show back up on Instagram again.
Yeah, I have a lot of friends
that's where people are.
Got off, and now they're back.
But that's where people are.
Instagram, to me personally, is my favorite app to use social media-wise. I mean, and besides Twitter, I would say.
Vine right now, like I go on Vine to see stuff, but
I do enjoy Vine.
You retweet a lot of stuff, revine a lot of stuff.
That's all I do.
But
it's just revine. I don't post
What
anything.
I don't like about Vine, though, is these Vine superstars. They make these 6-second comedy things.
I know.
They are so...
some are good.
Yes,
some are not good.
But they're doing multiple ones a day.
Yeah.
Right?
Some
and
it's just way too much.
It's just over like the Marlo Meekins, whatever.
I don't know the names very well.
She's just some girl that sounds like a man.
Oh, yeah.
And she just does these stupid... They're just stupid. They're 6 seconds of stupid.
I do enjoy, though, going through Vine with it just being 6 seconds versus going through Instagram if there's like 15-second videos. I know it's short and our span is just it's just getting worse and worse. But
it's just you get these other people like the guy with his fat stomach who did the
oh yeah, I think I saw
Jared,
that one.
whatever his name is. Who does you revined it?
Did I?
It's the one where he's singing.
Oh, Adele, right?
Adele, and then his stomach is crying.
Yeah,
right. That was funny.
That was good.
But then then they just try to redo. They just try to be funny all the time. It's like, oh, I'm singing this. I'm banging a pot on my head. It's just like
some are retarded.
You just don't get anything.
And I try and only revine stuff that is actually
you do music stuff.
Makes me laugh.
I say Brendan Urie's stuff is funny as shit.
Dude, he is great. He's like a comedian.
He's funny.
Brendan Urie, for those who don't know, he's Panic at the Disco's singer, and he is someone definitely worth following. Whether it be Twitter, Instagram, Vine, he's great. He does this hardcore thing.
Oh, the Hardcore Thursdays. Yeah. See, that's funny because it's funny.
Positive Hardcore Thursday. He screams positive thoughts.
How does that song go? Close the goddamn door?
Yeah.
That really horrible song that they have?
I chimed in.
I chimed in with, haven't you people ever heard of closing the damn door? I love how they bleep God, leave damn.
And they leave whores too.
Yeah. And they, you know what? Mad respect. First time I ever saw him, he opened for Weezer. It's just him and the drummer, even though the drummer's in rehab, I guess, still.
Yeah.
Puts on a fantastic show. I have respect for that part.
Your buddy Dan is now in the well, our buddy Dan is now the drummer, the touring drummer.
Dan?
Dan from Illinois.
No, no.
Yeah, he's the touring drummer now.
For them?
Yeah.
I gotta call Dan.
He was at the block party when Panic at the Disco played, and he was their drum tech at first. And I saw him. He's like, "Yo, man, what's up?" I haven't seen him since your loft. Yeah, he knows me just from Valencia because he used to play in Valencia. And then I saw him at your loft
with Illinois
when Illinois did at my party. At your loft. Yeah, and I haven't really seen him since, but we still kept in touch just via like social media.
Drummer,
and he's their touring drummer.
An awesome guy.
He's a good guy.
I'm gonna be texting him after this because I want to go on the road for 3 days with them. 4 days.
Yeah, he's the guy now.
He's I love watching his vines. They're funny as shit.
Yeah.
Oh, good.
Every member of that band is great.
That gives me something to do. Like I'm going to. That's another pursuit. See, you guys see. This is like.
And we never talked about this before.
No, but this is how it works. I know this kid. Steven knows that guy because he met him through me, but then he just made me aware that this guy is doing something that now gives me an in to a platinum selling artist who's fun on the road that I would have a great time photographing. And all I will do is I will text him and I'll say, I'm not asking for a favor. Just show the guy the work that I've done for other artists and ask if he's interested. And guess what? I'm going to trade him for the access. Give me the access. I'll give you some photos to use on your website. And that's it. That's how I get things done.
Now, the only thing is their manager is also their photographer. So I don't know how much of a photographer he is. Sure. I don't know if he just takes a picture on stage and that's it. But he when I've seen him, he's definitely carrying around a DSLR.
You may run into an issue there, but yeah. I can at least ask and talk to the manager, and maybe the manager has seen one of my videos before. Yeah. And maybe that makes the association easier.
You might as well try.
Yes. The worst that could happen
is they say no.
And I say, okay.
And you move on.
Yeah.
Moving on, speaking of that, Instagram, now this might not be the newest news, but it's very interesting. The world's first Instagram hotel is giving away a free night stay to anyone with 10,000 plus followers, so you could stay for free pretty much.
I could stay for free, but it's not an Instagram hotel. It's just a promotion they're running.
Well, the reason they're calling it an Instagram hotel is because they're constantly updating their feed with new photos and have the hashtag 1888 hotel, which is the name of it. It's in Sydney. There's a selfie space that they have where guests can pose for photos behind a specific frame in the hotel lobby.
It's great.
There's even an Instagram FrotoWALK maps, it's called, which I guess they have like a map about the hotel, but it's on Instagram or whatever.
Maps! Wait a minute. We have maps.
They're also offering a free night stay to the guests who snap the best Instagram photo during their visit for that month. So that's why they're calling it the Instagram hotel, because they're so implemented.
Fantastic.
Yeah, it's cool.
I mean, I saw this maybe a month ago before some of the photo sites picked up on it.
Yeah, that's why I didn't want to say it's the newest news.
It may be, some people may have already heard this, but I think I saw it on CNN or I saw it on TV. What a great marketing idea. Well, it makes me go, if I'm going to Australia, I may search out 1818 hotel and get a free night.
Yeah.
I don't know how much the other nights are, but it's great.
And it just seems like a really cool hotel in general. This is literally from 1888, which is why they call it the 1888 hotel.
Oh, sweet.
And everything in there has been like remodeled though to like the 21st century, modern standards. Yet it's still in this old ass hotel. So it's a very Instagram friendly hotel as far as taking pictures goes inside.
Sure.
Yeah.
How many more news stories do we have?
We've got like 3 or 4. We spent a lot of time on the other stuff.
I love it. This is
a long podcast. It's going to be.
I love the talking.
Yeah.
I'm going to reset your camera.
All right, cool.
And mine.
So
next up, and that means that I don't talk too long. I don't interrupt.
That is true. We can maybe fly through this. A British TV producer is working on a reality TV show for photographers in which up-and-coming artists will compete to become the country's next big fashion shooter. The current working title for the show is it's called Back to Front. I don't know how well of a name that is. It's sponsored by the Royal Photographic Society and hosted by a to-be-named top photographer for Vogue.
It's going to be Rankin.
Yeah, probably.
Rankin.
It will consist of a 9-part series in which the 11 contestants are giving a new photographic challenge each week, which, with the results judged by a panel of 3 professional photographers, the pack will be dwindled down to 3 for the final episode, from which a winner will be chosen to get an image published on the cover of a major fashion magazine, Vogue, i.e., and be giving a gallery exhibition of their work.
Whatever, dude.
Also,
tried this.
The show's creator says that we, in quotes, we would like to make this accessible to everyone in Britain, whether they take photos with an iPhone or a Phase 1 medium format camera. So it's going to be a very diverse set of photographers.
It won't work.
Yeah, we'll see.
It didn't work here.
They tried
had
it
the top photographer.
Did they?
Yeah, I don't watch that channel, whatever it was on, but it's just like the top model.
Okay, that's what this seems like it's going to be, yeah.
You're not going to find great, whatever. Next.
Next up, Adobe servers have been hacked.
Yes.
I actually got an email about this. I don't know how. Well, let me just finish and then we'll talk about it. Hackers made away with customer information from 2.9 million Adobe accounts, apparently. They also retrieved source code for a few Adobe products that no one really cares about. These are like the products that I've never even heard of. Customer information being sign-in IDs, encrypted passwords, credit and debit card numbers, expiration dates, pretty much everything. Now, they're in the process of notifying affected customers by email, which I, again, got an email from them. And good news is that they don't believe the hackers got decrypted financial information, so hopefully they won't be able to decrypt that themselves, and they'll be resetting all Adobe ID passwords that were affected.
Well, I got an email too.
Yeah, me too.
But they don't have any of my credit card information because I don't have Creative Cloud.
Mine either.
I also didn't click on the link that came in the email.
Yeah, I was very... we should compare them and see if they're...
You want to compare them, Steven?
I don't know, everything has to be like sexual every time I say
I don't know what you're talking about. I didn't click on the link. If I want to go, I'm going to go to Adobe's page directly.
Yeah, and see
it's
what
just one of those things. If you get an email and you know they've been hacked, we know that maybe this link isn't a good. Maybe it's going to take me to somewhere else, and then they're going to ask me to re-enter my information, and people will do it. It's just I don't believe. I'm sure that email may be from them. It looked legitimate because it did say from adobe.com in the email address itself, because you know there's those safe checks you can do, and
I got it a couple days later too.
Well,
I just got it
like
yesterday.
2 days ago.
Yeah, so I don't know how late they are with sending them, but
I don't know. But
I don't remember actually signing up for like Adobe or having a live.
Yes, anytime you download a Lightroom or something, you have to sign in now.
Yeah, that's true.
Because we don't buy boxes.
Yeah, that is true. Moving on, the final photo news. We have Mac users will love this, I think at least. The first photos of the special edition Leica M designed by Apple's own Jonathan Ive have been published online. This is the first time people are seeing it. It features a very Mac Pro feel to it. Silver, of course, silver mesh. Kind of like this almost, the microphone. It's very simplistic design that Jonathan Ive's pretty much been doing for the past couple of years. Leica says that they went through 561 models and 1,000 prototypes over an 85-day period to get it right, because I guess he really wanted it specific and perfect. The camera go on auction. It'll go up to auction on November 23rd in New York. And
so just one.
Assuming it's going to be very, very expensive. Yeah, just one.
I don't have much to say about that, Steven.
Yeah.
I don't, because that's like, okay, cool.
It's going to be like a millionaire's kind of thing.
Give it to charity.
Yeah.
It's not a photography tool. It's just an expensive toy.
It's a very expensive toy that has Apple's name on it pretty much.
Does it have Apple's name on it?
It doesn't, but I'm saying
just
it
designed
has
by him.
Yeah.
Sir
Jonathan Ive. Yeah.
You forgot the sir.
Is he a sir?
Yeah, I think he was knighted.
Really?
Think so.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Maybe he is. Okay. Yeah. Sir Jonathan Ive, I should
Thank
say.
you.
Yeah. Thank you for correcting me.
Is that photo news?
That's photo news. We are officially done.
All right, let me plug away
That took a really long time.
It did, because we had I enjoyed it. Good discussions.
Yeah.
Want to Nikon at Allen's camera. Nikonapalooza was fun. If you have Nikon gear and you're looking to pick up anything Nikon, the new D610, the Canon, the Nikon AW1, their smaller APS-C size point and shoot. They have the AW1. Is that what I just said twice?
Yeah.
I thought then they have the A series.
Okay.
The A is anyway, anything Nikon related, new, used, you want it, allenscamera.com has it, or Allen's Camera. Give them a call if you're in the United States, 215-547-2841. Ask them for the Fro price, and maybe you'll get a special deal or some special goodies in with your order. So it's United States only. They do not ship overseas. There's many reasons why that doesn't happen. Most companies do not ship overseas because of costs, and it ends up you got to pay taxes and everything.
That makes sense
when you get it. But yeah. I picked up a ton of I picked up my D2H there.
All your stuff, pretty much.
No, almost all of it. My D2H was, I peeled off $3,600 in cash, I think.
That must have been nice.
You know what? The money actually came from Lil.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it was a gift.
Oh, wow. That's a big gift.
Yeah. Well, she didn't need money. What'd she need money for? She lived with us.
That's true.
What'd she need money? And she didn't want for anything. She wanted to buy something. She bought something.
She's nice. I haven't met her yet.
You've never met Lil?
No.
She's 102.
Wow.
And she'll be 103 on October 30th.
That blows my mind.
So we're 20 days-ish away from the time we're recording this.
That's awesome.
Yeah, but Nikon, Allen's Camera, one and the same. Just give them a call if you have gear. I'll move on. I'm not going to plug this other thing because
Gear of the Week you want to do? Or?
Are we up to Gear of the Week?
I think so.
Okay.
Or you can do whatever you want. I don't know.
Gear of the week.
It's pretty cool gear of the week this week. Gear of the week this week.
Yes. These are the Sennheiser Momentums. These are $349.
Nice.
I don't know if anybody sells them for less, but these are Momentums. I've had Sennheisers. I paid $250, I believe, pre-Fro, so about a year. So we're looking at about 6 or 7 years ago for my 595s.
Yeah, I have Sennheisers too.
And I love them. They were expensive. I mean, Sennheiser's been around for a long time. And no, let me just tell you, they did not pay me to do this, but I do get to keep the headphones. So take that as you may, but I wouldn't touch, like, I've turned down crappy headphone companies because I know that they're crap.
Yeah.
It's Sennheiser.
Yeah.
They've been around forever. Anyway.
They're kind of like the standard.
Let's quickly go through this. It comes in a beautiful padded box.
Yeah, it's a serious box.
It has a nice padding. This, I got the brown headphones. Oh man, it does smell good.
For those that are on the podcast, it's like a brown. What kind of material is that? Like
it's like
mesh
suede stuff. But you know what? It looks like a gigantic CD case.
Yes,
from back in the day. It's a little too big to carry around.
Yeah,
I will do it though to travel because when I'm
like
traveling,
they should have a strap on it.
It has a strap on.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Right here.
Yeah, you're right.
Strap on. I personally wish that the headphones folded up so that this could be almost like a sunglass case because then it would be easier to carry. But anyway, when you open it up, you have this thing. You've got, what's this called?
1/4-inch adapter.
1/4-inch adapter. It comes with 2 wires. One wire is just a straight wire to plug into your phone, and then the phono plug.
Okay, the 1/8 inch.
The 1/8 inch, and the other has the iPhone microphone and the.
I like that a lot.
The plus and minus for the volume,
and it has a built-in. What is it?
What, to switch songs?
I thought like you can talk on the phone with it too.
I said microphone.
Oh, you did say that.
But anyway, yeah. I've had them for a couple days. Oh, also on the wire thing, it has a right angle adapter. Sort of. It can rotate. For anybody that can't see this, the wire can actually rotate. It's meant for the iPhone and things like that.
It's pretty cool.
I like it. They sound fantastic.
They do sound good. The noise canceling is excellent,
but they're not noise canceling. They're just over the ear.
But basically, when you put these things on, you can barely hear anything around you.
I'm going to try.
Very nice.
I'm going to do it, Steven.
Yeah,
I'm going to do it. I mean, I love that. When I put them on, I emailed the guy real quick. I was like, they're boomy, yet you still have great vocals and the great treble and all that stuff.
It's a perfect treble and bass mix for the most part.
And which ones do you own?
I can actually. They're right over there. Let me grab them real quick.
Well, all right. I'm going to start listening. I'm going to find a song here to listen to. Here it is. Team from Lord.
You love that song. So basically, while he's listening, I have the Sennheiser HD 280 Pros that I use, and I really like them because they're very flat, and like whatever audio source you're using is just straight up, and you can hear every little imperfection.
Steven! Yo, Steven, these are good. I can't hear a word you're saying.
Well, I can't hear you.
It's about to start the beat of the song. Oh, yeah.
You're not loud enough.
I'm not loud? Can you hear me?
No.
Oh, I can't sing Lord. Oh, yeah.
Is that good?
All right. What?
I can hear it through the.
You can hear it?
I can hear it through the actual microphone. That is loud. These microphones seem to be almost more of like a luxury too, because they're
headphones.
What did I say? Microphone?
You think you said microphones?
Okay. These headphones are very like, what is it? Leather, like a brown leather that they're in. It smells so good. The sniff test would be something good for these, because they
it does smell like good leather.
It smells very good.
You know,
it
came from a good cow.
Yeah. But yeah, so I use Sennheiser. I love Sennheiser.
But anyway, that's not really a plug for them.
Microphones.
They sent me those. I like headphones. $350. It's expensive for headphones.
It is. It is.
The key, though, we like quality gear.
100, 150 or something when I bought them.
I want to try yours. I want to hear the difference.
Yeah.
But these seem to be boomy and clear, and I like them. So whatever.
Cool.
They didn't pay us to do that.
No.
But I do get to keep the headphones.
They are nice.
I talked them into that.
And they're not huge. Like mine are really big. So yours you can actually.
Yeah.
Again.
Yeah. All right, Steven. Photo news time. Thank you.
Wait.
I mean, thank you for your photo news.
Okay,
it's flying solo
I don't have
time.
any more photo news.
We did good there. Are we ready? You're going to get into the other position?
We are ready. You'll get in the other position, huh?
Yeah, and then we're good on time, it looks like.
All right.
And I just want to blow through this. Tell me how we're doing with the time. I just want to know. You also almost crossed stream, Steven. Steven, for anybody listening at home, he almost crossed my camera angle.
I almost did.
How's that recording on the H6?
It's going good.
All right. How far in?
An hour.
Oh shit. I need to. We need to. Don't bleep me. I need to. 20 minutes. 20-minute rapid fire. What's this called? Flying solo? Flying solo. All right. 20 minutes. You're resetting that one? Yep. All right. And we got to kill this one. All right. Dan Yule. I think he's in Philly. I photographed a surprise engagement party over the weekend. The real surprise is that the couple never showed up to the party. LOL. Has anything similar ever happened to you? I hope you got paid before this. Yeah. No, but that is freaking weird. They didn't call you. They didn't text you. They didn't say, the guy didn't say like, hey, wait, were all the guests there? Oh my God.
Yeah, that's like a big story. That's like a news story. You could.
It's not really. It's just like embarrassing. Like if you have the whole party going on, and I helped my buddy Adam Rosenberg. You guys know him. He does those erotic paintings. Scratchandpaint.com is his website. Scratch and Paint. He got engaged and he needed a photographer. So I got a photographer for him because I couldn't do it because his fiance knows me. So Brian Lathrop, who you saw in the 1DX video, 1DX versus sorry.
Oh, did he shoot it?
Yeah, the 1DX versus Nikon D4 video, he went and did it. So he was there sitting and eating because Adam paid for his dinner. He was getting ready to take the pictures for whenever it happened. But the funny thing is Justine, Adam's fiance, thought that he was like a critic. Like, why would he be eating here alone? So she was trying to figure that out. But anyway, he was there to capture the moments, take some portraits and do all that. So he did that. And then there was a surprise party. But could you imagine if she said no?
Yeah, that wouldn't have been fun.
That would suck. But Danny, no, I haven't done any of that. Jess Glees, do you ever have a yearning to shoot film once in a while? Every once in a while, I still do. And then I do it and I go, I wish I was shooting digital. Michael Rayburn. Jared. Michael Rayburn here again. No question, just wanted to butt kiss and say tie.
What?
Tie.
I don't know what that means.
T-Y?
Thank
it
you.
means thank you.
Oh. I was like,
thank you for your devotion to the art of photography. We appreciate the matter-of-fact way you introduce this information. You've helped me and the countless others again. Ty. Thank you. Michael L. Dunlop. Are you and John from Geekbeat TV going to be broadcasting from Photo Plus like you did last year? I think we figured that answer out earlier. The answer is no, but I'm going to do my own thing because we don't need them. I spoke to John. I had a long discussion with him about what was going on. I was going to take it over this year because they are really, really busy. We had a proposal in. What happened is the company that runs Photo Plus ended up getting sold, and when anybody gets sold, they try to figure out where they can make more money and what they can cut back on, and so we were not able to make something happen. But that doesn't mean I won't be there. We'll be there and we'll be recording. We're going to do it guerrilla style, which is awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Tim Angel Breeder Smallman. Tim Angel Breeder Smallman.
Is
Jared,
that like a nickname, Angel Breeder?
Yeah.
Oh.
I don't know. That's what it says. Jared, who would be the better photographer and why? Wolverine or Cyclops?
Well, Wolverine, I'm assuming.
Cyclops.
Why Cyclops?
Cyclops has two eyes.
Yeah, but I thought isn't he the one that shoots lasers?
He shoots lasers, yes, but he can see better. I would think
burned through the camera. He burned through the viewfinder. But
that's if he if he uses his Cyclopsian eyes. But he wears those glasses which don't allow him to shoot lasers.
So he'll have to go basically off the meter every single time. I don't know.
He'll look through the camera, and I think he has better eyes because he's got that ability. I think Wolverine wouldn't be able to do it because what if his things come out? His Wolverine things.
That's true.
The animidium. Was it animinium or anatonium? Animinium?
I don't know what it's called.
I know you guys at home who know. Anyway, Amanda Wells. When investing in glass, I know you talked about the Holy Trinity. I call it the Hebrew Trinity because I'm Jewish. Being the ideal setup of lenses because they cover so much ground, but I'm still in the beginner phase. Shooting with the Nikon D3200 and just purchasing one of those lenses costs almost double the body I'm using. You got to get used to that. Yep. Lenses are going to cost well more than the body, except if you have a D4 or really anything that's $3,000 or more. Are there any stepping stone lenses you would recommend to beginner to help them maximize their beginner body before doing full upgrade? Absolutely. We've talked about the Sigma lenses, the Tamron lenses, the Tokina lenses. There are a lot of different options. There's even Nikon and Canon lenses that are inexpensive but quality. The 50-1.8, the 35 1.8, even the 1.4s aren't terribly expensive, but stepping stones for me into the Hebrew Trinity, like a 17-50. And I'll say this here, I was looking on Canon's website and they had a refurb of a 70-200 2.8. not the IS, just non-IS, $928.
Wow.
All right. Sure, it's a $1,200 lens new, but it's a 70 to 200 2.8 Canon L lens. It's white.
And if you're getting a refurb directly from Canon itself, it's pretty much brand new.
Well, and they are giving a warranty.
Give you a warranty.
They are killing the mom and pop stores with that.
Yeah.
I had a long time. And I'll just say yes. I mean, I'll probably get yelled at, but the mom and pop stores are getting killed by a lot of companies doing this that sell direct. They not only do they sell to the companies like Allen's Camera and the other big stores out there, but they sell direct on their website for the same price with free shipping. How is that even fair to your stores? But that is what's happening. People are selling direct. So Canon is starting to do that. It may not be long off. I mean, Nikon's doing it as well. If Allen used to get refurbs, and they were so amazing when they came in because they wouldn't last because everybody wanted them.
Yeah.
Stepping stone lens, like a 17 to 50 2.8 or a 70 to 200. They are stepping stones. You know, it's not 2 times as much or 3 times as much as your camera. If you spend $900 to $1,000 for a lens, there's nothing wrong with that.
I will say though, stepping stone lenses, just be prepared that if you do eventually want to buy those, you know, the Holy Trinity or whatever it may be, it's probably worth just getting it now versus buying these little stepping stone lenses and then trying to sell them later for next to nothing and wasting money almost. I mean, that's what I did, and I wasted so much money doing that.
Well, if you buy a 70 to 300 Nikon, it's like $540.
Yeah,
and that's a 5.6.
There's a price difference, but there's not that much of a huge difference, and especially if you're buying refurb.
Well, or regular, and once you get a good lens or used at Allen's, once you get a good quality lens,
used is the way to go, or refurb, definitely.
You can sell the lenses for almost the same price as you buy them for.
Exactly, yeah.
Even if you sell it 3 years from now, you sell a 70 to 200 2.8 that you bought for $1,200, it's still going to sell for $800 or $900. So you basically rented a lens for $100 a year.
But your stepping stone lenses won't sell nearly as much.
No, your $549 lens becomes like a $280
if that
used lens. Phil Mayer. Is he related to John Mayer? I love his new album.
You do.
I love that John Mayer album.
For those that don't know, he's playing it almost as much as the new Lord album every time I come in.
I love the John Mayer album for now. Why don't you have an eBay store for your swag? Credit cards in my store. Oh. I don't have an eBay store because eBay takes so many fees. Not only do you pay an eBay fee, but you pay a PayPal fee on top of it. I offer credit cards now in the FroKnowsPhoto store at store.froknowsphoto.com, so you can use a credit card. Visa, MasterCard. I didn't put American Distress on there, just the name, the MasterCards and the Visas and the Discovers and stuff like that. So you can do that. Brian Walsh. I just recently purchased a 24 to 70 Nikon used from Allen's Camera for my D7000. Guess what's coming next?
If you should go to the 7100?
No.
What?
And when I'm in AFS mode with just a single focus point, my focus has been off and looks like it back focuses. When I'm in live view, it focuses perfectly. That's because you see it perfect. What is it? My lens or the camera? Can't figure it out. I tried AF fine-tuning, and it still doesn't change anything. It's the freaking camera. Sorry to say it. I had the same issue, still have the same issue with my D7000. Call Nikon, make them tweak it or fix it. Maybe they can't even fix the damn thing. Very, very frustrating. It's like one of those reasons why I don't like the D800, and people yell at me, oh, I love my D800. That's just one of them, is the focusing. Nikon is sucking with the focusing right now, and it's really upsetting. That is the reason we talk about switching. Focusing. That is the reason that people switch from Canon in the first place, was focusing in low light. Now Canon has caught up, if not taken a lead. It's not the lens. I can almost guarantee you it's not the lens. Is it raining?
Yeah,
it's pouring.
Yeah, I hear it. In
the old man is snoring.
Your tinny thing you got going on over here.
Yeah, that's my fan over the stove.
That's it.
Look, I sent my lens back, and that was an issue with my lens. But I would think that it's the D7000 over anything else. Call Nikon, see if they can do something about it, and that's what I got to say. Joseph C. Halliday. Hey, Fro, when are you going to just give in and get yourself a sexy, shiny 1DX so you can also do more Canon content? You know you want to. I don't need to just give in. I got Borrow Lenses who wants to send me stuff whenever I ask for it. They send me a 1DX. I have the 70D here right now that Steven and I next week are going to be finishing up the review on. I have access to Allen's lenses, so I can get the stuff to play with. Until I really know for sure which one is actually better for me personally, I'm not going to just switch. I have so much gear, but I would. I have no reason not to. I don't care. You know, we talked about this earlier, so I don't need to go into it anymore. Pascal Levry. As everybody loves Pascal. How is Gizzy doing? Good question. Gizmo, I'm getting winded here. I'm getting tired. I'm hungry. Gizmo called me, and Gizzy just bought a used D800 from Allen's. He bought a 24-70. He already owns a 70-200 Sigma that he bought from Allen's years ago. He replaced his Nikon D3000, everybody. He went from a D3000 to a D800.
It's a nice upgrade.
And he moved to Virginia, so that's why he's not around a lot. But he's really happy down there, and he's starting to pick up photo gigs. He got this Fashion Week thing down there. He's gotten some other shoots out of it. He's putting himself into situations to be successful. He called to ask me a bunch of questions about trying to do more professional stuff. He's like, I hate working for other people. I believe he's working at, what's that store that everybody likes? Whole Foods.
That's a very broad
Whole
range.
Foods. He works at Whole Foods, and it's funny. He was telling me about how he got the job there, and they're like, you're really qualified. He's like, yeah, I need a job. And he's like, I'll work well, and that's what he does. Gizzy's a hard-ass worker. So he has that job. He has another job doing some other marketing stuff, but he's like, I really need to focus on myself, and right now is the time to do it. I mean, he has a wife, he has a child, but he's taking a shot. He's still keeping his other jobs because you have to, but he's taking a shot, and he's starting to get some paying gigs.
Cool.
And that's what it's all about. He's that's great. Dale Nevin, do you download your files direct to Lightroom? If not, can you tell us how you download process goes? I don't go right to Lightroom. I have a folder on my desktop that I offload to first. Then they go into Lightroom, and then I move from Lightroom to my Drobo, and it copies everything over. And then that first Drobo copies everything to the second Drobo for redundancy. I still need to get on the Amazon cloud. Amazon Glacier storage, though.
I go directly from the card personally, and I just import them, which then copies them to a separate folder in my external hard drive, which then backs up to a second hard drive. That's what I do.
Okay. It doesn't matter which way
It's a little
do it.
different, but everyone has their own way of doing it. There's really no wrong way of doing it.
Well, let me tell you why I put it on my desktop before I do my externals, because I leave it on the desktop until I'm done editing them, because I feel that it's quicker to edit off of the hard drive in the computer versus going through the Drobo.
Oh, okay.
Speed-wise. Now, if I
have USB 3.0 drive, so maybe that's
right.
That's still super fast.
I don't until I get the new 27-inch iMac.
Gotcha.
Richard Deckshire, you are joining a photography group as it is... Wow. You are joining a photography group as it were to get work, but they only allow in the elite or certain photographers. This is funny. Where can the rest of us look to that don't fit the requirement to join the 700 you are becoming a part of? He's talking about Wonderful Machine. Yeah. But Wonderful Machines accept the best of the best. If you fit that category, you'll be 701. Where can you go? There's a million agencies out there that want people. Or you could do Flickr. And the reason I say you can do Flickr is because Getty trolls Flickr all the time. And if they like your photos, they want to put it into their archives. Ryan Kilkenny Cat Connors does that. She sells sells the rights. She doesn't sell the rights to images, but Getty, she enters her images so that Getty then can shop them around. So she's making money off of it. That is a way that you can do it. And if people are buying your work, then you start to have the ability to go back to an agency like Wonderful Machine and see if they'll accept you. Michael Carey, have you ever thought about a radio show? Sure.
Isn't this pretty much what we're doing?
This is pretty much a radio show that we don't need to be beholden to anybody else. Like, I know I had a manager guy that I talked to on occasions that tries, he said, Sirius is looking for people. I'm like, all right, if you get it, we'll see. But seriously, who needs that when I can reach you guys directly through podcasting and video? I have a bigger reach here than I would on Sirius. I know that Gary Vee had a wine and tech show, an hour of wine talk and an hour of tech talk. He's not on Sirius anymore. I don't know if it probably did well, but I don't know if it was worth his time. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because I don't think that you're gaining more followers there.
No, I think YouTube, for us at least, is definitely more of a promoting us more.
Man, YouTube for music right now is the MySpace of 6 years ago.
Yeah, right.
Seriously.
Yeah.
YouTube launching the music awards and everything is fantastic.
Yeah.
YouTube is where people go to find. It's the MTV of now.
Definitely.
And it is a direct reflection. I read the Lefsetz letter, Bob Lefsetz. For anybody, he's got a huge following. He says it like it is out there. Some of the stuff's okay. A little gets old, but a lot of the information's really cool that he talks about. But talked about a direct reflection of how many sales you make based off of how many views you have on YouTube. Certain artists only have 100,000, and then a Miley Cyrus has probably 200 million at this point on Wrecking Ball.
That's crazy.
It's funny because music videos stopped meaning a lot for a while, right? After MTV stopped showing videos, there was this whole point of like, why spend so much money on a music video?
Yeah, they're definitely coming back as far as momentum goes.
Exactly. And nowadays, the kids, not us because we're too old, but the kids, what is that beeping noise? Outside,
it's outside.
Construction
it sounds
again?
like a truck, yeah.
These kids, they go to Vivo. And Vivo is so huge. What a smart
Vivo
thing.
is the new MTV, it's essentially.
Right. So Vivo makes a ton of money for the record companies and for some for the artists. And YouTube is they're tied in. They have partnerships. So, yes, next question. Marcelo Albuquerque. Steven, having fun with your new 51.2? What are your thoughts about it?
I mean, I've rented it several times in the past, and I've loved this lens since day one. Now, I will say it's a little slow on focusing in certain situations, but when you do hit that focus, it is perfection as far as lenses go. I mean, this is a 51.2 prime. You can shoot fully wide depending on what kind of creative look you're going for, or even if you're stopped down. This lens is one of the sharpest that I've ever shot with personally. It's just a great lens.
Beaver Trip. When taking pictures at sporting events like baseball, you can only get so close to the action players. I'm using a Nikon D600 when I can shoot in FX and DX with a 70-200 2.8 lens. To fill the frame, is there any difference in quality between shooting in DX or shooting in FX and then cropping in post-processing? So this is a great question. It's very similar. When you are shooting in DX mode on a full-frame camera, you are in essence cropping in the camera down to just a certain portion. Your camera may shoot faster, but what happens if you accidentally cut off the top of somebody's head because it's no longer in the frame? Now, you get to see this when you're looking through the camera, but if I was to say this, you shoot in full frame and then you crop to taste later if that's what you're going to do. Sure, you get more bang for your buck when you're shooting with DX with a 70-200, but it's still a 70-200. It's just cropped at this point. And yes, there are people that yell at me for saying stuff like that. You know that, Steven?
Yep.
They yell. They're like, oh, but dude, why don't you get into the technical explanation? I don't need a technical explanation when it's visually giving you a longer reach. Yes, visually, it's giving me an equivalent of a 100 to 300 2.8. Visually. Doesn't mean technically it is. It just looks that way. So in essence, it's a cropped image. I would still say shoot full frame, and then if you need to crop, then you can crop to taste.
Yeah, I agree on that.
Jesse Jacobson. Do you use any other post-production software other than Lightroom? If so, do you use both in conjunction with another or one or another? I use just Lightroom, and the Lightroom 5 at this point allows you to do a ton of different editing, which I haven't even dived into. That's the proper word, dived at this point. I haven't gotten into it, but if I needed to, I would go to Photoshop. Go ahead, Steven. Maybe you can reset that if you need. I was going to throw it over to you, but you got to reset the camera. I just use Lightroom. And then there's people, I got an email, like somebody said, what software do you use to process skin? Can we please stop this over-processing of skin?
I mean, it depends what you're touching up, but you can do majority of it in Lightroom or Photoshop or whatever, but there is certain plugins you can do with certain programs. I don't get into all that personally for what I shoot. But I don't know, people are just so specific thinking that they need this program to have that type of effect or whatever it may be. A lot of people want
the one-click solution. There is no one-click solution for everything.
Lightroom's getting that way, I will say.
Well, they're getting to play, but it's not going to be one-click, touch up the skin. At some point, it's going to get closer, but then it's still automated. It's never going to be perfect.
Yeah.
So we'll move past that.
You got about 10 minutes if you want to
well, I've only got 4 left.
Okay, cool.
Patrick Henriksen. Now when hockey finally is back, do you plan on shooting any NHL hockey? I'd love to see a video of you shooting that. Well, I've shot video of me shooting hockey. I've done a Flyers game in the past. I've done that Trenton Titans game where you can follow along the first-person shooter from the bench, and also from that was a great hockey video, by the way. Yeah, I talked to Borrow Lenses about borrowing a 1DX and a 200 to 400 f4 to go shoot at the Flyers. I have to call the Flyers first, which I can call the PR person. I know who they are. I've done this in the past, and I would shoot from what they call the vomitory. That's just the middle area. So you're up about 25, 26 rows in one of the hallway areas. But I used to shoot, that's where a lot of the trading card people shot from. It's not great for action, but it's great for isolation shots because you're still up pretty high. So you can get tight shots of the goalie, though, because you have that 1.4 converter. So that's what I'm going to try to do. I'm going to wait till the season gets going a little bit because it's harder. Also, it's easier to shoot from the vomitory because I like shooting down low where the glass is, but there's not as many spots down there. That goes to the AP, the newspaper, the Flyers photographers first. So it's easier to shoot from up top. That's where they'll let me do it. So I'll try that. And it could be good. I'd just walk around and shoot from behind. Then, there's so many options. Christian Gratz. Hi, Stephen and Jared. What do you think of having many business cards with a photograph behind it? So it's like you have a mini portfolio with you all the time, ? And would you prefer glossy or dull prints for that? Steven, what do you think of this? A lot of people go and get these Moo cards where they get like...
I was actually going to get them. I remember posting it, and you're like, don't get them, blah, 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 blah.
Well, I think it's way too expensive, but
that's the only thing. They're really expensive.
So you get to pick 5 different photos and put 5 different photos.
Them around and...
Who cares?
It is nice, and I like they usually have like a 16:9 kind of aspect ratio going on, and they're very small.
I don't like 16:9 aspect.
You can get
cards.
The skinny thing going on.
I don't like the skinny thing.
You can do whatever you want.
They get lost in your pocket.
But I will say glossy for me over like a matte or a duller finish for a photograph. But they're nice. They're very nice. But Moo, for example, is a very expensive option. There's many other ways to go.
Well, I've been using gotprint.com.
I've never used them, but
you're looking at about $21 shipped for 1,000 cards with 4-color front and 4-color back. You have the option to do dull or glossy. I do a lot of glossy, but remember that you can't write on that. Sharpie won't even write on the glossy. It will actually eat right the stuff. The Sharpie just dissipates on it. What happened? Blah, 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 blah. I don't know where we were, but anyway, what just happened is our D4 died. The battery died on us because we heard the click of the mirror going down, but I think everything recorded. Just letting you know, this is what happens. Batteries die. Make sure they're fully charged. It was charged, though.
It was, but we used it for the interview yesterday.
Right, we used it in the interview yesterday, and I didn't switch it because I figured it would still be fine, and I've been talking a while. But anyway, Steven's going to cut it up, do his magic to make sure everything's fine. But, hey, the battery died on that. So we were on business card discussion.
Yes.
I use Gotprint. I told you that, and look, I'm not a big fan of these multiple cards portfolio. Like, you're not going to sit there and show somebody all your cards.
Yeah.
And show them. The point is to give them a card with a great photo on it that you love.
Get them to your website.
Get them to your website.
Contact.
Oh, and speaking of websites, when Bruce Wayne, if you're listening right now, Bruce Wayne,
you
gave me your card. He gave me a card. It just had his email address on it. Didn't have his business email address on it. Didn't have a phone number, or I would have called him. Proper information to be on your business card: email address, website, phone number. That like Twitter if you want. I mean, but not too much. And I personally don't put my website on my email address. Put my website on the card, Steven.
Really?
Why do I need to put FroKnowsPhoto.com when I put my email address on the card that says Jared@FroKnowsPhoto.com?
Yeah, that's true.
Or Jared@JaredPolin.com.
I just feel like people aren't that smart these days.
But a guy told me that, and I said, well, then I don't want to work with you. If you don't get the fact that this is my web address, why would I have, like Sam Green showed me his business card, and I said something to him because it had his email, it had his web address. I'm like, they're the same thing, one on top of the other. People are smart. Give them some credit.
I try to, but...
well, but then maybe you don't want to work with them anyway.
Yeah, that's true.
Brian Gorman. How do you have your bigger prints displayed in your loft? Are they in a frame, foam board, etc.? I actually have one picture hanging up right now, and that's the Matis Yahoo 40x60. That's custom laminated. Basically, it gets pinned into the wall using push pins that are clear, because there's a 1-inch border around the image of just the clear plastic. I used to have these hanging on my wall in my old loft. I thought they looked great in there. I went to hang stuff up in here, and it just didn't look good enough.
Where did you try and hang them?
Oh, the back wall, the straight wall where the piano is.
Gotcha.
Because I don't have it, and the front wall too. I don't have as many walls in this place as my old one because it's all windows.
Or brick, yeah.
So if you're going to do big-ass prints, I recommend doing metal prints at this point because framing for big-ass stuff costs big-ass money.
Yes, it does.
You pay, and framing is marked up just like glasses and everything. Really expensive, and plus you're not going to get glass that
Framing
big.
is usually more than the print.
Oh, it's going to be more than the
always,
print.
yeah.
You're going to maybe pay $1,000 to do something that's 40 by 60 because of glass. So Adorama Picks right now, I'm waiting. I'm sitting on a bunch of credit because I want to order metal prints, but I don't want to do 24 by 36. I want to do 30 by 45. I want to do 40 by 60. And they told me they're working on different sizing.
What's their max right now?
24 by 36.
Okay.
Which is big. That's the size of the print downstairs in the hallway that I got for the mailboxes.
Yeah, I've got them printed that big from Adorama too.
And these are the metal prints. The reason I suggest these, they are great photographs. They're beautifully printed. You can get them in glossy. You can do silver. You can do dull. You can do all different things, but they come with an option for hanging already. They don't need to be framed. You can clean them with Windex if you want, because you're not going to scratch through the material. Just don't take a knife to it. But you can do all of those things. And this isn't a plug for them, but this is a recommendation. Anybody that makes a metal print. I know there's other companies that do bigger ones. They're expensive, but wouldn't you rather spend, say, $400 for one print than spend $1,000 and have it not even look as good? My custom lamination doesn't look as good as in this place as it used to. That's why I'm happier with going with a metal print. Philip Varnavosky. What do you think about working as a cruise ship photographer? Do you have or do you know somebody, or can you invite somebody on to RAWtalk that have experienced in this area? I looked into this myself after college. I think they would pay you almost like $24,000 or so for 6 months.
Wow.
It's not that much money.
Yeah. But I'm actually surprised that they would pay that much.
Maybe it's less, but what happens, you have to take into consideration is that it's a 6-month trip. You're out for 6 months.
Well, you just go from cruise ship
You're on one cruise ship. No,
Wow.
It's your cruise ship.
You just keep going and going and going.
Well, yeah, say it goes out for 7 days.
Yeah.
Then it comes back. Then they pick up somebody else. Then they do it again. It's 6-month term. Probably meet a lot of ladies on it, though. Well, they're also paying for your room and board. They're paying for your food. So
it's not a bad salary. I mean, if you do it twice a year and you live by yourself,
you're not doing
it
twice a year, though. You're not going to stay out for a year.
Yeah, I'm sure it's like
I think it's a cool experience.
It's like touring.
You're not really taking real photos. You're taking photos of people in front of the boat, as something that they sell back to them or give.
It's vacation photos.
Yeah, well, they're photos of people in front of a boat, But maybe they do other things where they let you do candids and on other stuff on the boat. I mean, it's a great opportunity if you want to, and you will find that it's a lot of foreigners that do it. Less Americans take the job. What are you looking at?
No, I'm yawning.
Oh, stop yawning. Yawny.
I'm just tired.
It's a cool opportunity if you can dedicate 6 months to it and want to do it, but I don't think you're going to get a lot of photo jobs out of it after. It's an experience thing. If you want to be around 600 other employees, and I don't know how many on the big cruises. I've never been on a cruise, and I actually don't want to be. One, the fact that they really don't have internet, and if you do, you got to pay like $1 a minute or more. Maybe it's even more, but the fact that it's a freaking cruise ship. All you do is eat.
I've never been personally on one, but I will say everyone that I know that has been on one has like raved about it.
Except for the ones that end up getting sick because of
obviously.
that sickness that can happen. Whoa, down with the sickness!
We just listened to that yesterday, right?
We did. All right, I'm ending it right there.
All right, cool.
So lots of cool information this week. We flew solo. The news was long, but I think there was a lot of stuff to talk about. It wasn't just news. That's why it wasn't long.
Well, it was the first 20 or 30 minutes.
The FrotoWALK, the rundown, the
recap.
Flash guide we discussed. So, guys, FroKnowsPhoto.com/Flash guide. Check it out. You can see the trailer. It's an 8-minute trailer, and man, I can tell you that when you watch the clips from this trailer, you're going to want more. It's really that good. It's awesome. So check that out. It's $67 for anybody out there. We kept the same price point as the original one, even though I think we could have sold this for a lot more. I kept it the same. So it's a digital download. It's also offered as a DVD. The DVDs are on order, so they're not going to ship out just yet. But if you want it instantly, purchase the digital download. And it's really, really, it's great. I love that video. And the last thing is squarespace.com/Fro. If you have a need or a desire to build your own web portfolio or anything, could be a blog, doesn't have to be photography, but being that most of you guys are photographers out there, I switched jaredpolin.com over to Squarespace. I built that site in 30 minutes, and I know people have yelled at me and said it looks like I spent 30 minutes. I still don't agree with them. I still like what I created. There's a lot more that can be done, but it's a fantastic turnkey solution for somebody who doesn't have any web design skills. Even if you do have web design skills, you can still put them to use here on Squarespace. I just love the option. And use code FRO10 and you'll get 10% off your first order. So if you sign up for a year, which is normally $8 a month, I believe, when you sign up on a 12-month thing, you're going to save 10% off the entire year. So I think it comes out to like $76. I know Gizzy did it, or maybe it's more than that because Gizzy got 20% off in September, but they're doing 10% off right now. Use code FRO10. If this is in a different month, just use FRO, whichever month you're in. That way we know when you sign up. So that's that, guys. Steven, thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Thank you guys out there for supporting Alan's camera, by the way. That's a real big help. Help a mom and pop store out. Don't forget about the Flash Guide. That's about it, Steven. I'm going to do a little Rappity McRapperson. Thank you guys all. Really appreciate everything that you guys have done. It's a huge community. It's pretty amazing that I can set up a photo walk in just about any city in the world and have people show up, and even have somebody like Igor, who's from another country, Brazil originally, took a 3-hour train ride to get here last minute because we were having a photo walk and he just wanted to come out and meet us. He got Steven's autograph. He got my autograph. Yeah. That was cool.
First time I ever did that.
Yeah, well, hey, get used to it, Steven. Hang around with me, you'll be signing more autographs. I haven't signed a booby yet.
Or a kid's head?
I haven't signed a kid's head yet. Nope, hasn't been done. But it's really cool to come out and see people. There's lots of positive stuff that comes out of it because we are faced with so many negative things on the internet that in person, everybody is generally nice and amenable and has great things to say. So I thank you guys for supporting me and Steven and everybody else who I've worked with over the past 3.5 years. It's great. So that's it. This is RAWtalk episode number 56. Jared Polin, FroKnowsPhoto.com. See ya.